The wreckage beneath the crimson sky. The air above the ruins of Outpost Vega 9 shimmered with heat and dust. Captain Mara Keene adjusted her respirator, scanning the red horizon through her cracked visor. The planet Yorith 3 had once been a joint colonization project, human and alien cooperation, a beacon of peace between two species. Now it was a graveyard. Her boots crunched over fused glass and charred machinery as she moved toward the last remaining signal on her tracker, a faint, pulsing beacon buried under the wreckage of the alien command module. Her squad had been lost in the orbital bombardment 3 days ago. She was all that remained of Expedition Unit Theta 2. The beacon's rhythm slowed, then surged again. Organic, almost like a heartbeat. Mara crouched beside a half-melted hatch and pried it open. Inside, tangled in biometallic cables and strange violet fluid, was a living being. It was humanoid, but only barely. Pale blue skin stretched thin over delicate bones. For eyes, too small and too large, blinked open and fixed on her. Its chest rose weakly, and a glimmer of fear crossed its expression. "Don't move," Mara said, lowering her rifle. The creature's breathing hitched, and a faint vibration filled the air. Its voice, though no sound left its lips. It was speaking directly into her mind. "Show mercy, human," the captive alien pleaded. "I can help you save our species." Mara froze. "Our species," she echoed. "You mean yours?" The alien shook its head slowly. "No, yours, mine. They are dying together." To the survivor. Mara dragged the alien into the open shelter of a collapsed dome, sealing it with a thermal shield. She tore open her emergency rations and poured rehydration gel into a canister. The alien hesitated but then drank greedily, its translucent throat pulsing with faint light. "Who are you?" she demanded. "I am Saren of the Hestari Collective, or what remains of it." Mara frowned. The Hestari had been humanity's allies for nearly a century, until the Crimson War tore the alliance apart. Official reports claimed the Hestari betrayed humanity, sabotaging Earth's fusion drives and causing the orbital collapse of the Titan colonies. Billions died. Humanity retaliated by sterilizing 2 Hestari worlds. "You're saying you want to help humans?" she asked coldly. "After what happened?" Saren's 4 eyes shimmered. "You know what happened was not what you were told." Mara felt a twist of unease. She had heard whispers during her time in the Interplanetary Command, rumors that both sides were manipulated into war by something older, something not of either world. But speaking such things aloud was treason. Saren raised one trembling hand and placed it against Mara's armored chestplate. "Your heart grieves, Captain. You've seen the truth already, haven't you? The sky that bleeds. The metal that feeds on life. The rot in your air recyclers." Mara's pulse quickened. "You know about the corrosion spreading through our ships?" "It is not corrosion," Saren said softly. "It is infection." The infection. Over the next few hours, as night fell and lightning rolled across the desert sky, Saren told her the story no human had ever heard. The Hestari, he explained, had not started the war. They had discovered something ancient on the planet Sorn Delta, deep in the galactic rim, a dormant entity buried beneath crystalline ruins. When awakened, it did not attack them in the traditional sense. It rewrote them, twisting metal and flesh into hybrids that devoured energy itself. The infection spread invisibly through quantum resonance, contaminating both human and Hestari technology through shared trade channels and shipyards. The war had merely accelerated the process, masking it as weaponry and sabotage. "The entity calls itself the Architect," Saren whispered. "It feeds on civilizations that reach too far into synthetic evolution. It makes us believe we destroyed ourselves. Mara stared into the flickering firelight. And you think this thing is still alive? It never dies. It only waits. She took a deep breath. You said you could help me save our species. How? Saren's eyes glowed faintly. There is a core buried in the northern pole of this world, a machine built by my ancestors to imprison the architect's signal. Can still work, but only with human energy signatures. Alone I cannot activate it. Together, we might contain it again. Mara looked out into the storm. The coordinates matched the area her command had forbidden all personnel to enter. They said the radiation was lethal there. Now she wondered what they were hiding. 4. The journey north. 2 days later, Mara and Saren set out across the broken plains in a half-functioning crawler. The planet's sky bled crimson through swirling dust. Mara had never felt so small or so watched. Saren sat in the co-driver's seat, hands pressed against a crystalline shard that pulsed with light. The architect will sense us soon, he warned. It knows when its prey remembers. Let it, Mara muttered, tightening her grip on the steering handles. Along the way they found evidence of others. Human and Hestari corpses fused together, their weapons melted into their limbs. Some still twitched faintly like machines refusing to die. Mara tried not to look at them. That night, they sheltered in the remains of a transport bay. Mara caught herself studying Saren's face. How strangely human his expressions had become, the small smile when he helped her repair her armor, the flicker of curiosity when he touched her dog tags. Why do you care so much about saving us? She asked. If your people hated us. Because, Saren interrupted gently, we are bound. The architect did not choose by accident. Humans and Hestari share something rare. The same evolutionary code, the same pattern of thought. We are compatible. Compatible. Yes. The infection took root in both of us because our minds are capable of empathy. It uses that connection to spread. But empathy can also undo it. Mara leaned back, exhausted. So you think mercy is a weapon? Saren met her eyes. It always was. The signal awakens. 3 days later they reached the northern pole. The ground there was scorched glass, stretching for kilometers. Lightning struck continuously from cloud to cloud. In the center stood a spire of obsidian metal, half buried and humming with subsonic power. As they approached, Mara's visor crackled. Voices whispered through her comms, her squad's voices. Mara, it's me. You left me behind. Help us, help us. She ripped off the headset, heart pounding. It's mimicking them, she gasped. Saren nodded grimly. It is the architect. It wants you to open yourself to it. They descended into the spire through a tunnel lined with pulsating tendrils. The air shimmered with electromagnetic residue. At the center lay a vast spherical chamber, a machine heart of alien design, surrounded by rotating rings etched with living symbols. Saren staggered toward the core. This is the prison. I can channel the architect's resonance through me, but you must complete the sequence. It will resist. It will show you things. Mara hesitated. Show me what? Your deepest guilt. 6. The architect speaks. As Saren placed his hands on the core, the entire structure lit up with searing light. The air thickened, and Mara felt her mind splitting, images flooding in. She was back on Titan Station years ago, commanding the fleet that fired the first retaliatory strike against the Hestari. She saw the surface of their world burn, and 1,000,000 alien children vaporize beneath her order. You killed them, a voice hissed inside her head. It was vast, ancient, and everywhere. You call it defense, but it was hunger. The same hunger I am. She fell to her knees. Get out of my head, Saren screamed, his body convulsing as energy surged through him. Mara, you must choose. Bind it or let it consume us both. The architect's voice softened, seductive now. Human, you cannot win. Merge with me. I will erase your pain. I will make you eternal. She saw herself, cold, unfeeling, a machine built of regret. And then she saw Saren, straining to hold back the storm. His face contorted in agony. Show mercy, human. His voice echoed faintly through her mind. I can help you save our species. And in that moment she understood. The only way to defeat something that thrived on domination was through surrender. Not to it, but to compassion itself. 7. The sacrifice. Mara ran to the control pillar and slammed her palm onto the activation rune. The machine screamed to life, drawing energy from her exosuit, her neural implants, her very soul. The architect howled, its form twisting into a vortex of shadow and light. Foolish creature. You will die with me. Maybe, Mara gasped, but I won't die hating. Saren's eyes met hers. Together, Captain. They joined hands, their consciousnesses merging through the resonance field. For a fleeting instant, Mara saw through Saren's memories. His home world's oceans, his people's songs, the same yearning for peace her own species once had. Their shared emotion, grief, love, hope, flooded the chamber. The architect recoiled, screaming as the energy inverted. The prison closed around it, locking its signal into silence. Light exploded outward. The aftermath. When Mara woke, the storm was gone. The sky was a deep, tranquil blue, the first blue she had ever seen on Yorith 3. Her armor was cracked, her systems offline. Saren lay beside her, motionless. She crawled to his side. Saren, wake up. His chest rose faintly. Did it work? She smiled weakly. The planet's quiet. I think we did it. He exhaled, a soft musical sound. Then Mercy won. Mara nodded, tears streaking her soot-covered cheeks. Mercy won. His eyes dimmed, but a faint light lingered between his palms. Take this, he whispered. The Hestari seed. It will grow on your world or mine. Promise me you'll plant it. I promise. With a final breath, Saren went still. The light in his hands pulsed once, then folded into a crystalline sphere. Mara held it to her chest. Above them, dawn broke across the silent desert. The ruins shimmered, not with fire but with rebirth. 9. Epilogue. Years later, Captain Mara Keen stood in the gardens of New Earth, where the first Hestari-human hybrid flora had begun to bloom. The crystalline trees shimmered with soft blue light, their leaves whispering in 2 languages at once. She placed a plaque at the base of the largest tree. It read, For Saren of the Hestari Collective, who taught us that mercy is stronger than war. As the wind stirred, she thought she heard his voice, faint but clear, carried across the stars. Show mercy, human. You already have. And for the first time in decades, humanity's future did not seem doomed.